all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Back in the Bossman show here with Charles McDonald, New York Daily News writer, covering the NFL. Charles, what's up, brother?
Nothing much. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, indeed, man. I'll start you off with the news of the day, man. Ron Rivera out in Carolina. Did you see it's coming? The way it happened just suddenly today.
Yeah, I mean, I figured, this Carolina Panthers organization, it seemed like they were on the path towards a reset, but I wasn't expecting Rivera to get fired today. I guess, losing to the, at the time, 2-9 Washington team will get that done. And just the way that game ended with Kyle Allen, I don't know if you saw that last play, but he lost a fumble for like 23 yards and they were on the 2-yard line on 4th and goal. Yeah, so I don't know how much that had to do with it. I thought Rivera was going to be gone after the season regardless. So the timing's a little bit weird. The end result is not that weird. And like I said, it just kind of seems like this entire Carolina Panthers organization is about to hit the reset button after the season. And, that probably includes Cam Newton going to a new team in the offseason as well.
Yeah, Marty Herney, I wouldn't be buying any housing in Charlotte anytime soon. Getting ready to leave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know what? I would have thought that Dan Quinn had been fired before Ron Rivera would have been fired, honestly. And Dan Quinn is still here somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Falcons fan at heart, so I got a chuckle thinking about that, how Quinn somehow lasted Rivera when Dan Quinn what they're 3-9 now. So
Yes,
yeah, he's
3-9.
probably on his way out the door too. So it's a changing of the guards in the NFC South.
What about Dimitrov? Should he be on the go too?
Yeah, I think so. Just because you can't spend your entire offseason. Yeah, you sign James Carpenter, you sign Jamon Brown, you re-sign Tyson Barlow, you draft Lindstrom and McGarry in the first round. And to be fair, Lindstrom has been hurt the entire season. But how are you going to spend all those resources on the offensive line and it's still bad? Yeah, the Dimitrov, he has his high points. I think looking at skill talent in terms of receivers and running backs and tight ends, he's been pretty good at that. But when it comes to building up the trenches, like outside of Grady Jarrett and Pat McKinley at times, he hasn't really done much there. So, I think when you devote that many resources to one position group and it's still as bad, it just kind of stinks. And he's had a good run. It's been 11 seasons now. I think it's just time to get a new Grayson there.
You know what hurts me about the Falcons is that when I see Matt Ryan going to a silent count at home, to me it blows my mind. At home, a silent count in your own home stadium. That's embarrassing to me. When it's the Cowboys in town, the Packers, the Seahawks, the Saints, even the Panthers on Sunday probably will happen the same way. It's like you're at home. And I feel like this, Charles, is that when you move to a new stadium, you lost a lot of the core fans of the Falcons who can't afford those PSLs. And then they hang out in that sideline club, which makes there be no environment in the place, which makes it even worse for the team to play in front of.
Yeah, and they lose a lot. So who wants to go spend a bunch of money to see a team that, at this point we know isn't good? It was, I was watching the game on TV, the Thanksgiving game, and it's Thanksgiving, so you might not get a big crowd anyways. But it's just kind of sad to see how empty it was, because I remember the last Falcons game I went to was the final regular season game at the George Dome in 2016 when they beat the Saints. And, they had Michael Vick and Roddy out there, but like the whole place was packed. And, it's just like, it just felt like a different vibe, like a different experience. And, we all know what happened in that Super Bowl, and they've kind of struggled to attain that level of excitement in the fan base. But it's a little sad what's happened to our team.
You got that right, but I think the Panthers are going down in flames should help us ease a little bit of pain.
A little bit, yeah. And who knows? Jameis Winston, he might be on his way out in Tampa Bay too. Like, there's a lot of transition going on in the NFC South right now.
I know you covered the day news, man. So the Giants, man, are a train wreck, man. Did you see us coming this year with them being this bad? And I just feel like Pat Shurmur is just not a head coach. He's more of a coordinator now. He's kind of like Wade Phillips and North Turner. They're good coordinators, but they're not really good head coaches.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that, because we all saw, Pat Shurmur, when he was the OC in Minnesota, like his quarterback was Case Keenum. And, it's not like, we know that Thielen and Diggs are maybe as good as a receiver duo as it gets in the NFL. But, his quarterback was still Case Keenum, and their offensive line was pretty crappy. So, the magic he was able to work that season was pretty impressive. I'm with you. He might just be that guy that's an offensive coordinator and not a great head coach. But it's really gone downhill fast this year, because the Giants are tricky, because when you look at you look at the roster, and I know they shipped Odell out of here, but you look at the roster and it doesn't look as bad as they've performed on a week in, week out basis. And I know they've had some injuries to Saquon and Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram, and Golden Tate missed his last game, but still, like you would hope you could do a little bit better than 2-9. And I think the turning point for them this season was when they lost to the Jets at home. And since then, like, everything's really just spiraling for them. They just haven't been able to come together as a cohesive team. They suffered injuries in the offensive line. I mean, it's just a mess. And the defense is one of the worst in the league. Like, on Sunday, in a snow game against Aaron Rodgers, like, I know with Rodgers from Wisconsin, but you just let him throw for 4 touchdowns on you. And on 3 of those touchdowns, nobody was even guarding the people that were in the end zone. Like, it's really bad up there. They have a really young secondary. DeAndre Baker has shown flashes, but he's been pretty inconsistent. Like, they just have a really long way to go. And, to digress from 5-11 last year to now you're 2-10, it's hard to look at all that and not think there needs to be a major change at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think Dave Gettleman needs to go too. Another former Panther needs to go. Dave
Yeah.
Gettleman, because whatever he did, not good.
Yeah, they like I said, they don't really have a cohesive team, and they're kind of stuck in between. Oh, we drafted Saquon number 2 overall last year, but also at the same time we have a rookie quarterback, so they're stuck between like win now and rebuild for the future. And they even like doubled down on winning now by trading 2 picks for Leonard Williams, and then they're going to extend him after the season. And he just had his first tackle for loss of the season on Sunday against Green Bay, and they just traded for him, and they're going to extend him after the season. So, I don't really know what it is. It's kind of like the island of misfit toys is what the Giants are right now. And I don't. If I had to guess, I don't think Pat Shurmur is the coach next year. But maybe they want continuity for continuity's sake, and they'll bring him back after failing to improve upon a 5-11 record.
Do you feel as if look at the NFCs right now? Was Dallas is 6-6-6, Philadelphia's 5-7. Could a Eli Manning-led team have them in the lead of the division right now if they stuck with Eli throughout the season here, rather than going to Daniel Jones during that Tampa game?
I don't know because Eli was really bad those first 2 games of the season. Like the thing that kind of gets lost a little bit was they didn't switch to Daniel Jones because it was time for like a youth movement. They switched to Daniel Jones at least earlier in the season because Eli was playing really bad football. I mean, like really, really bad. So I don't really know if they're even better than 2-10 with Eli. I think Daniel Jones with his running a little bit gives him a little bit of an edge over Eli, but by and large, this is just a bad football team, and I don't really know if there's a big enough difference between those 2 guys where Eli would have made a big difference because Daniel Jones is fumbling at the same rate that Eli does. He's still throwing interceptions. Like it's large, by and large the same. Daniel Jones can just run a little bit better.
Now, would there be an Eli Manning farewell game to start him just to say bye one more time? Is that in the works maybe? Because with them being so far out of it, they put butts in the seats for those last little couple of games at Giant Stadium they have coming up?
Maybe if it's like week 17 and if they're sitting at 2-13, like, hey, who cares at that point? Maybe then, but I don't think that's in the cards. I think they're just gonna ride out this Daniel Jones wave, and then at the end of the season, it's kind of up to Eli because either he can retire or maybe he can try and go be a starter somewhere else. I don't know where that would be for him, but I think it's pretty much over for him in New York.
He should retire. Phillip Rivers should join you. Retire. If you came in the draft together, both of you need to take an L. Retire.
It's time. It's time for Rivers for sure.
Godly, that's pretty hard. Why he lost on Sunday, right? You seen a game end like that, like a pass interference call, then for a field goal. Have you seen a game end in that fashion? The way the Chargers to me find new ways to lose every week. It's a new way
every week.
Every way to lose.
I mean, any possible way you could think to lose a game. I'm sure there's a Chargers game that fits that description. Like it's wild, and every single week this year. Every single week, or not, maybe not every single week, but it feels like all of their losses have come where Rivers has the ball in his hands, like a minute left, no timeouts. He's got to go the whole length of the field. And, he used to be able to manage the situations better when he was a little bit younger, but now you see he's put into like these high stress situations and he just doesn't have like the juice to go make it happen anymore. So I think it's time for him to retire. Like when they were talking about potentially Tyrod Taylor coming in as a starter for the rest of the season. Like I think that's all you really need to know about where this thing is headed with Rivers.
You got that right. It could be potential Cam Newton landing spot, LA Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
It is still PSLs. So, hey, LA, sign Cam Newton. Get him out of the NFC, please. But yeah, what about the Jets, man? Adam Gase, to me, man, just I don't know what people see in the guy. He can't really coach to me. So he's gonna want a good coordinator with the right talent, but not really a head coach. And he throws guys on the bus really, really fast.
Yeah, it's been a mess there this season. I mean, they started off 1-7, and they got that 3-game winning streak, which I think the fans made them. It made the fans made them think that they were better than they really were. Because at the end of the day, like going into that game for Cincinnati, they were still 4-7. So we're still talking about a bad team. But there were a handful of Jets fans that thought they were about to mount a run to the playoffs, which I was kind of like pump your brakes on that one a little bit because you guys got a long way to go before you can get that far. But, I mean, to just get embarrassed by the Bengals at home, and, you know, if you watch the game, which I hope you didn't, that Bengals-Jets game.
I did.
Good for you. Yeah, I watched that game. And to be honest, the score could have been a lot worse than 22-6. And you're talking about a team that was 0-11 coming to that game. 0-11. So I don't know if Gase is, like, going to get this thing turned around long term. I think his track record in Miami suggests that that's not going to happen, considering how they got worse every year that he was there. And the last 2 years, they had the second to worst offense in the league to the Jets. And this is just kind of who he is. You know, you're going to get pretty poor offensive play. You're not going to move the ball that much. You're not going to be able to run the ball that well. And that's just kind of where they're stuck in. You know, Christopher Johnson, the owner, he said that Gase is going to come back next year, but honestly, his word doesn't mean that much, because he said the same thing about Mike McCagnon, the GM, who they fired after the draft. And he said the same thing about Todd Bowles, who he ended up firing too. So, you know, I think they're at a week-by-week evaluation with this thing. And Sam Darnold, I think he's really talented. I think he's got the potential to be a franchise quarterback for them, but he can only afford to squander so many years before he's broken. So I don't know what the protocol is moving forward, but I don't think it's a lock that Gase is back here next season.
I got a couple more for you here, Charles. Mike Tomlin's coaching job there. I mean, when Big Ben, when I thought they were done for the year, then they traded for Minka Fitzpatrick. I thought, why you doing that for? Ben's gone. I mean, it's going to be a bad year for you guys, but they're 7-5 in position for a wild card spot behind Buffalo. And has this been Mike Tomlin's best coaching job in a long time, if you ask me?
Yeah, it's really impressive, because you got to think with this quarterback now, Duck Hodges. He was on the practice squad coming into the season. And, you know, I know on good record that the XFL was trying to sign Duck Hodges before the season. So, you know, they had Ben Roethlisberger. He got hurt. They traded away Josh Dobbs to the Jaguars. They had Mason Rudolph, who got benched for poor play last week. So, you know, they're on their fourth quarterback. They have a winning record. Like you said, you know, that Minka Fitzpatrick trade, it looked a little bit questionable at the time, because I think anyone with common sense was saying, oh, man, you know, Minka's a good player and all, but you might have just traded like a top 10 pick from, or even a top 5 pick if this thing really goes south. But they've turned it around. Tomlin is having an incredible year. And the fact that they're even like in playoff contention with a chance to finish with a winning record after how the season started is pretty mind-blowing. And it's just kind of funny that, you know, every year you have all these Pittsburgh Steelers fans that want to fire him, and now they're all, you know, praising him. You know, he's a good coach. He's a really good coach. Like, they win a lot of games every year, and it starts up top.
Got there, right? Last one I say in that division, last one I got for you is the Ravens run. Did you see Lamar Jackson taking the NFL by storm like the way he has, and how that offense and getting Mark Ingram and those tight ends really help Lamar Jackson and that offense run smoothly the way it does and wears people down? The Ravens defense gets up on people, and that they wear you down with that running game and time of possession, and control the clock and win those games in dominating fashion for the most part.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I've been on Lamar as the first round quarterback since the year he won the Heisman. Like that game, I remember that game he had versus Florida State, where Florida State came in with a good defense. He dropped like 45 points right on their head, and he made it look so easy. That's when I was in. I was like, if you can just get this dude to make like the flashes of his passing become more consistent, then I don't see why this guy can't be someone that, you know, we're talking about as like a long-term starting quarterback in the NFL. And now you're really starting to see him take those steps this year. And, you know, what's crazy about his improvement this year is not only he's a better passer, he's also a better runner too. Like, he's leading the league in yards per carry. Him and Mark Ingram are both in the top 5 in yards per carry. And I think Gus Edwards is also in the top 5. So they have 3 running backs, at least going into last Sunday's game against the 49ers. They had 3 players in the top 5 of the league in yards per carry. So, I mean, they're just mauling teams. Lamar also leads the league in touchdown passes. It's really special what they've been able to do there. And the defense has steadily improved week after week after week. And this is not the same unit that gave up 40 points to the Browns in like week 2 or week 3. They've gotten a lot better. Yeah, I think this should probably be the Super Bowl favorite right now, because they just beat the 49ers at home. I know that was a bit of a messy game, but it kind of showed you everything that you expect out of a Super Bowl champion, with the offensive lines playing well. Lamar made enough plays to win the game. The defense held through, and then the special teams came through the big play of the game. Like, this is a really, really good, really complete team. And they're just so much fun to watch. Like I really hope they go all the way, just because I'm a big Lamar fan, and I think the Ravens are the most exciting team in football. Like for me, it's like the most fun I've had watching football since that 2016 Falcons team.
You know, Lamar and you and I have something in common. We all do not like Bobby Petrino, so we all have something. We all have something in common. We don't like him.
I thought you were about to say black.
No, well, that too. That as well. But yeah, we all cannot stand Bobby Petrino, which is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like because I remember before the combine when Lamar came out in the draft, I talked to him a little bit, and he gave Bobby Petrino credit for putting in a pro style passing game, and I was like, oh, Petrino. But all right, I'll give props where he's doing that one, but I can't stand it.
Yeah, truth is, he don't like dude at all. He don't like him at all, which is refreshing, because I can't stand the guy either.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I hope the Ravens go all the way too, man. I feel like they have a great level, and what I fear is that I hope John Harbaugh has somebody on staff who's taking notes for Greg Roman, because he might get a head coaching job behind what he's done with Lamar Jackson in the offense right now.
Oh yeah. Greg's been outstanding. And I think what helped Greg was he also had that similar experience with Colin Kaepernick back in the day when he was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers, and he's had experience with Tyrod Taylor too. So he had his test runs, and now he got like the jetpack with Lamar in it, and it's all coming together beautifully.
Hey, Charles, this has been good, man, having a show, brother. We'll do it again real soon, man. And stay warm, man. I know it's getting cold, and it's the wintry, man.
Yeah.
So, man, stay warm up there, man. I know it's cold in the New York City area, man. Covering these Atlanta Hawks here, man, and traveling with the Hawks. I know going to northern cities for these pneumonia trips, man, are terrible. Like, we have a trip from, get this, at Boston, then at Orlando. A pneumonia trip. At Miami,
it's
at
cold,
Chicago.
Bro.
On the pneumonia trip. I'm like, you're trying to get us all sick, NBA. What's wrong with y'all?
It's cold. It's cold. I was in Atlanta on Saturday, and I came back for the game on Sunday, and I was like, yo, take me back. Please take me back.
Yes, indeed. Well, brother, have a good one, man. We'll talk to you real soon, man. It was fun, man.
All right, for sure. Just let me know.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.